Let's go to the United States. Joining us is Michael Ware. I mean, to be fair to Hegseth, wasn't it Waltz? Wasn't he the one who invited the journalist in the first place, Michael?
Yes, it was.
So Hegseth wouldn't have known.
The National Security Advisor is the one who inadvertently asked the executive editor of the Atlantic Journal to become a part of the attack plans on Yemen. But one could argue that the buck ultimately should stop with Secretary of Defense. Mate, I'm telling you, I personally know 6 former chairmen of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, 4 of whom are personal friends. I have a personal friend who was National Security Advisor, and I know 2 former Secretaries of Defense. Not a single one of them would have used a commercial messaging platform in any way to discuss an ongoing attack. It's so surreal. It's like the writers of Monty Python and the show MASH got together and came up with this idea. You wouldn't believe it if it was in a movie. You can only believe it when it's in this national security.
The best part at the moment appears to be the cover-up, though. That, you know, the cover-up being worse than the crime. It's like, no, there were no plans, et cetera, it wasn't classified, and they're you know, the major players are still trying to march forward, but it's a pretty big slip. And I mean, everyone's running for the hills now, not trying to avoid blame.
A big slip is an understatement. And yeah, they're trying to shoot the messenger. President Trump called the editor-in-chief of the Atlantic a sleazebag. Because he was accidentally invited to a group chat. Can you imagine the Secretary of Defense providing up-to-the-minute attack plans and battle damage assessment to a group with a phone number he doesn't know?
Well, I mean, I've had that point too, yeah, Michael, just on that. I mean, if I'm ever in a group chat, and look, I'm not at the most senior levels of government, but I usually check who's on it. So I wondered why someone wouldn't have said, hey, who's this guy?
Who the hell is this? Right. And, you know, the American national security apparatus has spent billions on secure communications. These people even have those silent rooms built into their houses. So why use a commercial app in the first place? I mean, from the Director of National Intelligence to the head of the CIA to the Secretary of Defense, I can't imagine anyone who would have done this. And former fighter pilots who have conducted raids on Yemen and elsewhere in the Middle East have said, this kind of stuff could have got us killed, right? So what you see is what you say.
Okay.
This is a gutless White House trying to deflect. No one will lean in and own the mistake. First they try. President Trump at one point claimed the journalists snuck in, even though the president now accepts his own national security advisor invited him.
I'm going to have